this is what happens when your kids grow up watching RuPaul's Drag Race. This is the future liberals want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is the gay agenda.
There's more nods to Kevin Aquan in her makeup than any other contemporary artist I've seen.
She's giving us a taste of what is creatively in here. And she's like, I'm about to show you how the it is done.
Okay.
Oh!
Now
Winifred Sanderson. This is Lesbian Woman.
Good for the lesbians. The lesbians have been underrepresented for too long. And they lost Ellen. That was a big blow.
God, was it? We're going.
We're live.
And we're live.
We're live.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Beautiful and Bothered.
Hi.
I'm back from my trip from Chicago.
Yeah,
And,
you were just missed the DNC.
I literally, the day I left.
Was it like crazy?
So the day I left and everything, I think it was the next day, there was like photos of like military personnel in boats, like going across like bodies of water. And it's just like
photos of military personnel going across bodies of water?
in boats, like just like traveling all over and like armed, like full assault rifles.
Oh,
like,
you mean you saw after you left?
Yeah, there was like photos of it. Like as soon as I left, I was like, oh my God.
Oh,
like,
I can't even imagine.
Because we knew it was going to happen. And I was like, oh my God, that's literally like the day after I leave is when it's going to, like, I was already back here. And just seeing that, I was like, the fact that I was just there and this is happening, that there's like military personnel all over, like armed and like preparing. I'm like, because honestly, it's just scary in general how like the chance of things getting violent is so prevalent. And it just made me so like,
oh God, I know.
And just the thought of it is just horrible. So I really hope that everything like
goes well. I'm surprised it didn't affect your flight. Like, so, just like, it's always like, even, when a president comes to like New York City or whatever, just don't even bother going, like.
I'm surprised that like it didn't, because speaking of my flight, the day I was supposed to leave, which connects to a funny story, my flight got delayed. I'm not joking, Johnny, 14 times, if not more. 14 times. And we were like, gonna leave, gonna get dropped off at the airport. And then I was like, nope, we're not going. So then we, this kind of like segues into I had so much time then because my flight wasn't taking off till like I'm not even kidding, 3 or 4 hours later than it should have been, which again I'm not saying is bad, but to get delayed, it was like I'm not joking, every like 15 minutes it was like delayed another 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
That's worse,
I was like,
because it's a cock tease.
Well, because it's like, okay, and then I even said at some point or another, is this just going to get canceled?
It's called time of death.
Because we knew, I was talking to my mom who's on the East Coast, and then she was like, oh, there's a storm coming and it's going to be really bad between 4 and 8 p.m. And that's when I was supposed to land. So I was like, oh, I wonder if that's why they're pushing it. And I kept looking at the weather and I was like, no, we should have left already. It wouldn't have affected us. But then, of course, as we're on the plane, they go, oh, it was maintenance. As I'm already buckled in, I said, oh, good, tell me that now. Yeah. So I was like,
replace the engine.
Yeah. So it was funny. So we had time to go to breakfast. And I'm sitting there with Dan and his family, and we're like sitting just at a diner in Chicago.
Yeah.
And not halfway through it, does someone come up to the table? Carmen, if you're watching this. And she comes up to the table and she was like, I just want to let you know I'm such a big fan.
Yeah.
And she was like, I knew you were going to be in Chicago. And I was like,
yeah.
What?
Isn't that always funny when it happens in front of your family? Because you're more like, you just want to see how they react.
They were like,
yeah.
And I was like,
but he's a piece of shit.
And like,
that's
who is he?
Yeah. That's like what's happening to me.
His family was more
God.
enamored with the experience than I feel like. I was like, okay, like people knew I would have been here, but I mean, it was such a cool experience to see them see it firsthand. Of like, that's
great.
What this is.
Yeah, it's happening in front of
like
my mom and sisters and stuff, and my sisters. Like whenever it happens in front of my sisters, they're just like. They go like, and I'm like, don't, because I know they want to be like, he pooped his pants once. Like they want to like take me down a peg.
And embarrass you.
Yeah. Where my parents are just always like,
oh my God. Yeah, but Chicago was so much fun. I loved it. I loved it. We went there for a wedding.
Casey loves Chicago.
It was honestly, so it was my first time there. And as you know, in the previous episode, I was maybe not in the best mental health space before I left for Chicago. And I was just really like, I was like dreading getting on a flight and going anywhere, let alone home.
Yes.
And I was just like, I don't even want to like do anything. And it was just that moment of like, it snapped me out of it because I had the best time in Chicago from like start to finish. It was so amazing. I visited a Sephora.
Yes.
That's a huge fan of the pod. So shout out to Sephora Northbrook.
That's awesome.
Super amazing. And yeah, Kelly was so sweet. She was one of them. Nestor, all of the people there were so sweet when as soon as I walked in.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was like amazing. So they all send their love to
it's the obviously nice anytime anybody recognizes you, but it's different when you go into a Sephora and Sephora employees recognize you because it feels camaraderie-ish.
Because they like, and
you know
those
what
are
I
the
mean?
people that like watch every episode.
Oh, yeah. Like they just get it.
Yeah. So it was just such a cool experience and
that's awesome.
Lovely time in Chicago.
Yeah.
Loved it. Lovely gal.
Lovely gal.
Yeah.
We also you did it first, but we hopped on the trend of apparently people are putting in Chat GPT to roast their Instagrams.
Yeah, so you take a screenshot of your profile, upload the photo, and just you could say like roast it in the voice of person. I just say I just put roast my Instagram feed.
Oh God.
So I did it to me. I put it on my stories, and some of you who are watching the pod got very defensive, and y'all are real ones. I love you so much, but I had to clarify because I didn't hop on the trend of like, you know, the Instagram stories things where it's like add yours and it says Chat GPT roast my profile. It's like add your photo of like what it is.
Okay.
So that's how the trends are. So I didn't do that. I just went on Chat GPT, posted it, and I was like, well, they're not wrong.
Yeah.
And I said, well, it's not wrong because it's AI.
Yeah.
And
it's not a human yet.
People did not. It literally sounds like a human being roasted me, and
so
people were getting
it was like a meme
defensive. And I said, because honestly, I would never put if it was an actual person, I would never in a million years.
As if we
put
don't
that
have
on my
thousands
stories.
to choose from.
You know what I mean? I'm not posting it, but this Johnny from start to finish, was a read, and I couldn't deny any of it.
I have yours, and then you put mine in, and apparently it's a novel. Oh God. All right, so this is Kevin's Chat GPT roasting Kevin. All right, here we go. Side note, I snapped you this. You have to watch Global All Stars is incredible because it's like one person from every country, better format, whatever.
Okay.
But you just need to watch it because Alyssa Edwards is gracing our TV again, and the quotes already are...
I love her.
In her runway doing it. She's like, I know my strengths, but I've learned to love my weaknesses. And I'm like, I'm like, just the sound bites we're going to get are incredible.
From just Alyssa alone.
Literally, from her. Yeah. Okay, so it literally says, all right, here we go. Your Instagram feed looks like a shrine to blush and lip gloss. It's like you took one makeup tutorial, put it on repeat, and then changed the shades. If blush were a person, they'd file a restraining order against you for overuse. Your expressions scream, quote, I just discovered makeup and now I can't stop, end quote. And let's talk about those captions. Do you use every heart emoji in existence just to make sure no one misses how passionate in italics you are about these products? On the bright side, if anyone ever needs to know which shade of pink to use, they know exactly where to go because it's literally the only color on your feed. Oh my God. Guys, this is not the future Albert Einstein dreamed of.
No, and the fact that
he predicted, but he didn't dream it. I'm nervous for mine. Mine was like 3 paragraphs.
Johnny, yours is like a fucking read. Like it's
God.
Actually. Okay, so the first paragraph I'm going to say is a compliment.
Okay.
So yours starts off by saying your Instagram feed is giving major beauty influencer vibes with a sprinkle of humor and relatability.
Oh, God.
It looks like you're the go-to person for makeup tips, product reviews, and maybe even a few horror stories from the beauty world. The thumbnails are bright, engaging, and clearly aimed at drawing in viewers with expressive facial reactions and catchy text overlays. But let's roast it a bit. You have 5. Number 1, your facial expressions. You've got the I just saw a ghost in Sephora look down to a science. I'm almost expecting the next thumbnail to be you clutching your pearls with a dramatic gasp.
Okay.
2, product overload.
Oh no. Oh. It doesn't have power over me. It doesn't have power over me. Oh, God.
Johnny, this is not right.
Oh, no.
Okay, product overload. Oh my God, I'm going to throw up. Your feed screams, I might own more lipsticks than I have friends, which is both impressive and a little terrifying.
And true.
How do you... How do you even decide what to wear every day? 3, your pose variety. The thoughtful beauty guru pose, chin resting on hand, is a classic, but maybe mix in some I'm casually pretending not to care, but actually I care deeply shots for a little more variety. Number 4, the brightness overload. The colors and brightness are on point, but it's almost like your thumbnails are yelling at me, hey, don't scroll past this or you're going to regret it. A little more contrast might help break up the intensity.
Okay.
And number 5, is this a beauty pageant? From the perfectly styled hair to the precision of your makeup, I can't help but wonder if you're secretly competing for Miss Instagram. Miss?
Ma'am?
I bet there's a crown somewhere in your closet waiting to be worn. Is your closet?
Yeah.
And then it says, overall, it's clear you know your audience and how to grab their attention. Keep slaying, but maybe throw in a picture of a messy bun and no makeup to remind us you're all human.
Okay. There's a little constructive criticism there. Yeah.
No, I mean, it was very...
I feel like that was a performance review. It wasn't that ready as much as it was like...
I think the line that got me is...
We love what you do, but here's how we can do it a little better.
I might own more lipsticks than I have friends.
And they're not wrong.
That's horrid. That's what got me.
Yeah.
That could ruin your day.
And you know what's kind of funny? I think that kind of is... That is my like kind of why I took such a long break and like redid the studio and the whole 9 yards to be able to film on my phone and stuff, because I always felt like I was always so nervous of like posting anything too raw or whatever. So everything was always a little polished and it was a little too polished. And so that's what I mean. I feel like that was like a business performance review.
I mean, it was...
Yours was a little more ruthless, I think.
Yeah, and then it's funny.
Yours was like, listen, Uggo, put down the pink blush.
Yeah.
I know you just started doing makeup.
Order. Yeah. A restraining order?
Literally, yeah. That was like, oh
your
my God.
facial expressions say, I just learned about makeup and I can't put it down.
That's brutal.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but then I did the sedans and it was like nothing but kind.
I would want to do it. I want to do it to Casey, but I would like fight ChatGPT.
Do you want me to do it?
I couldn't even like let seeing a computer like be mean to him. I would like literally be throwing hands. We'll do it later and read it to him.
Yeah. Oh,
that's what I mean. Like, no, I'll sue the company.
No, you will. And you're going to be very upset. Because it's so weird though, because I feel like yours was so much nicer. When I first did this to myself, I was like, okay, this is like not nice.
Yours was mean.
Mine was really like, who did I piss off at ChatGPT that's like, oh, we know who this is?
I don't know. That was wild.
I was like, wow, okay, cool.
Oh my God. So in today's episode, we are talking about how are we going to brand it? What are we reviewing, or are we?
I guess we're just choosing.
Yeah, because they're not really ranking or anything. Because I have to say that they're all kind of like across the board, like they're kind of all on the same level, but we're just highlighting our favorite, the best Chappell Roan makeup looks.
Is it Rowan?
Isn't it Rowan?
Oh, I thought it was Chappell Roan.
Chappell Roan? Oh God, probably. I'm sorry, Gen Z. If you're watching this, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But are you a Ronian? Are you a Roanokian?
So, you know what's so funny is that I was not at first. They call themselves
the Roanokians. Someone will get offended in the comments.
I don't know about that.
That's so insensitive. Those people fucking disappeared.
I always think of
Gaga.
Yeah, American Horror
Roanoke
Story.
Swamp Witch.
And then Sarah Paulson screaming every like 5 minutes. And I was like, girl, shut up.
That season.
No wonder why he went missing, girl. Because he was listening
running
to
away
that.
from you.
He was actually fine and then heard you and he's like, oh, gotta run.
God, yeah.
He's like, somebody possessed me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Okay, so you were going to say you weren't at first, and I feel like we have a relatable story.
I wasn't at first because I really didn't understand and also too, when Gen Z hops on something, I notice steer clear of it because it's not usually my vibe. And it all started because I remember months and months ago, it was actually Dan's sister who was like, oh my God, there's this new TikTok dance and it's hot to go. And it was before it was like fucking a thing, before the throat chop out. The throat chop video.
Yes.
Now that it's like, it was like such a hot thing to do, the hot to go dance.
Yeah.
Before it went viral and she was like, oh my God, there's this new thing. Like, let's do this dance. And I was like, ew, turn this music off. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
I was like, what is hot
What's
to
the
go
hot to go
mean?
dance? Was
Is
that
like
the throat
Pizza
chop?
Hut, like fresh and ready to go pizza, like hot to go.
Yeah.
So
was that the throat chop?
The throat chop. The spelling HOTTOGO with your arms. So that's what she does. And then the T and then yeah. And it was months ago before it was even a thing. And I was like, what is this? Turn it off. And then I just apologized. When we were in Chicago, I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, you were right. I was like, you were right about her.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm telling you. And she is literally now, when I started to like deep dive and when I found out she was one of the
dolls.
Alphabet Mafias.
Absolutely.
I was like, oh, okay. I'm down with the doll.
Okay.
And then listening to her music, I was like, okay. Like, I'm with it. And then seeing her aesthetic and everything. And even someone compared her to Gaga.
Yes.
And doing like the whole Bad Romance thing of like how similar like her vibe and aesthetic and just the overall sound of her music was. I was like, okay, like let me give her a chance. And I'm like really, each day I'm like really falling more in love with
you know what's fun? So the crazy thing about her is that I remember having a very similar reaction to Lady Gaga when I was in high school. I remember a friend showing me, like I had heard obviously Just Dance, Poker Face, whatever, but at that point you never know if someone's going to stick. Like she very much could have been a one-hit wonder. Like it was and especially that era.
Tan skin.
Oh, girl, 20 or 09, 2010 or 08, really. 9 and 10. The pop music was off the charts. Like, and there was so many one-hit wonders. Like, even like, I always think of like Mr. Saxo Beat, like that level of like, there was so many songs that were so huge and we never heard from them again. Cause it was honestly like peak pop music from 08 to like 2011. Yeah. So, you know, after the first 3 singles, you were like, okay, or whatever. Believe it or not, I didn't love Paparazzi as much as everybody else did. I liked Love Game and Poker Face better and Just Dance. But then I remember it was kind of a little bit of a break for her. And then a friend showed me Bad Romance. And I'm a big believer in, I think there is certain songs that are so magnificent. And I don't just mean good, but I also mean the scope of it. Like the sound is so big and there's something about it that's different and weird and it's never been done. Never been like that.
Vomit on it. Yeah.
That your brain rejects it in a way, if that makes sense. And I remember listening to Bad Romance and being like, what is this? Like it was almost like too much. So this was going back. I only heard about Chappell Roan like when I did that my friend's wedding and whenever we went to Rhode Island or wherever the hell we were, was like, what was that, 2 months ago or 2.5 months ago? They put on while I was getting her ready, they were putting on all her music videos and they were like, in the way they were all talking about her, they were like, yeah, she's a drag queen. And I'm like, okay. And in my same thing, I was like, okay, who's this like Gen Z girl like being a drag queen? And I was like, okay, there's a lot of stimuli. Like, and I don't even think I really kind of digested the songs or the sound of the music. It wasn't until, which I know I sound very millennial, but it wasn't until Good Luck Babe, like really listening to Good Luck Babe. And then when it like dawned on me, because I remember them saying this about her like 2 months prior, it dawned on me. I was like, oh, she's a lesbian. And then hearing the lyrics of basically, here's this girl that wants to be with her, but this girl doesn't want to identify as gay or bi or whatever. And she like is wants to keep Chappell a secret and still be with guys or whatever. And then when you dissect the lyrics, the bridge in that song with that, like, it's still sung so pretty, but the way she just says, like, when you wake up next to him in the middle of the night with your head in your hands, nothing more than his wife. Like, it's just so, I like really letting it sink in, and now I can't stop listening to it. And it has that Bad Romance earworm where there's something about that song that is so good that then when you let yourself digest, like, okay, wait, like, and honestly, I think for what she's done music video wise, for being kind of like, because correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of her music videos came out like before Coachella is what really blew her up, like to the next level. Yeah. Like, so it's not like she has all this, you know what I mean? Like Lady Gaga made the Bad Romance video with her fame money. Chappell Roan is like, this is still her fame. Like, so the music videos she's done before this, you can tell we're probably on like a shoestring budget, still really impressive. But like, to think that we haven't even gotten her Bad Romance money video yet with the aesthetic and the artistry and the everything, it really is.
I think
she really is the Lady Gaga of this generation. Like, she's the next Gaga. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And now I can't. Yeah.
Only starting for her, which I'm so, because unlike, you know, JoJo Siwa that's trying to get into her Gaga era of like,
oh my God,
that bad, like JoJo Siwa was trying to do a Bad Romance era of like that next level for her. Like, she's trying to rebrand herself. She's doing the Miley Cyrus thing, coming off of Disney Channel and then going to shake your ass on the MTV, like the VMAs. Like, it's not. It
doesn't feel authentic.
No, and because it's not.
Yeah, you're doing it in spite of something. Which Miley
you're like,
was
I'm
doing
a cool kid.
Miley was doing and JoJo's doing. It was just out of
Yeah, like it's not
rebellion versus expression.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to see her next era.
And I almost need to like let her songs like come to me slowly, if that makes sense, because there really wasn't anything but Good Luck Babe that I was vibing with. Because what is that one? Is that Hot to the H-E-O-T? I don't fuck with that. Like, that's a little too like I don't know. But the one recently I just listened to that I love Feminine Nomenon. That's pretty good. But what's the other one that I'm like really hit me? Oh, the one, you know what? It was from that trend. The super graphic ultra modern girl.
How have I not heard this?
Okay, Kevin hasn't heard Super Graphic Ultra Modern Girl, so we're going to go listen to that on Patreon, because we're also going to film a reaction to Die With a Smile, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, and we're going to talk all about that.
Yes.
As well as I Have Tea, by the way, beauty related with Gaga and that whole situation. So make sure to head over to Patreon to get that. But I would say that's the second song I'm really like digging.
I didn't even really take like a nosedive into her yet, but I'm like, I'm very
We should do that on maybe the bonus episode for the month, like reacting to her whole album.
Yeah.
Because I haven't really sat with it and I haven't listened to everything in full. Anywho's, okay, we're going to dive in, take a break, and come back with these Chappell Roan makeup looks.
Not Skittles, but great.
What are you eating right now? You just busted out freeze-dried Skittles, is what you told me it was downstairs.
I thought these were the Skittles, but they have to call them fruit discs.
Okay.
Which I thought that's what a Skittle was, but this is different. Do you want to try it?
Sure. What does freeze-dried mean? Astronaut food?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it takes out like the moisture.
I don't know about this. Oh, good. Am I supposed to bite it?
Yeah.
Ew. It's like grape. Oh! Oh, it's so sweet. Not bad. Yeah. I don't hate it.
Isn't that good?
Oh, man. Yeah. All right, let's dive into these lurks. Okay, this was her Tiny Desk concert.
I mean, drag.
And I kind of loved that it seemed like the lipstick on the teeth, if you watch, because I saw clips on the Tiny Desk concert and she had like red lipstick all over her teeth, felt intentional.
Yeah.
Like it just is very, very Gaga in that regard. Like where I was like, wow, okay.
Drag.
Yeah, full drag. And I will say decent brow cover. because, like a drag makeup artist didn't do this. Like it was probably just a regular makeup artist, but decent brow cover. And I love the commitment of like actually covering the brows, not like Gaga, where we just rake concealer through or
and draw a black eyeline
on the top border of the brow, so some of the black gets caught on the hairs, which is really lovely for a HD Getty image.
The unicorn makeup in Las Vegas.
Girl, that's what I mean. Like, I have to say, even skimming through these, there's a cleanness about her commitment to this, which I really appreciate.
And the super porcelain, like, white makeup.
Yes.
Where I like that it's almost Gottmik level of, like, white, but hers is, like, a little more, I want to say
Victorian, yeah.
Very much like there's still a skin tone element to it. It's not paper white like Gottmik.
Yes.
Where then it's like that soft blush. And then these like, I love the red hair with the blue eyeshadow because she's done it multiple times.
That seems to be, yes. It's her blue lipstick, Kesha, kind of a,
Very much.
And it's so clashy.
I love it.
You know what I mean? Like that blue lip, it's always like a red lip with red hair and a blue eyeshadow. Like all of that is very jarring, like together, but that's part of it, which I really, And it's funny because it's like one of the first pop stars like of this new generation that like I feel like is embracing makeup trends we've just only been seeing like the past 3 years.
Yeah.
Like she's very, like if she doesn't get a Half Magic sponsorship, which
one
of her makeup artists is one of the Euphoria makeup artists. So it's so funny. It's like that was never the thing.
Yeah.
Like Gaga wasn't putting rhinestones on herself like back then. It wasn't really.
Besides Love Game, it wasn't happening.
Which it was a one-off that was like a whole body thing, kind of a mermaid.
It was like up in the wig.
Exactly.
And then it was like a quick like, imagine doing that for that makeup for 3 seconds of a video.
Absolutely.
I would have been pissed.
That's what I mean. She always like very rarely does she not have those stones all over her when she does it. Okay, this one, we don't know what these were from or like what the thing, you know what I mean?
And just more so about like the aesthetic of the makeup. There's so many things about this that I'm immediately drawn to. The two-tone brows.
Obsessed with the two-tone brows. And I wonder too if we have a little bit of a brow cover so that we could make them straight. I don't know if her brows are not, but the thing is with that like black blue and the dark outside of the brow, it looks fluffy. So maybe that's just the shape of her real brows, but it wouldn't surprise me, honestly, if she plucked her brows. She seems committed, but that was the first thing I noticed. That it's the detail like that.
Yeah.
Keep my natural brow, blow out that red into the bluish black. I just absolutely love that.
And the rhinestones underneath the eye with the lashes and everything just really.
And then to almost leave, and then with the lip is, I think you also pulled, The lip is just like a
nude,
cool
beigey
tone contour to contour the lips, but we don't really have like a lot of color on it. Yeah. Bottom lashes, just like I love it.
And I feel like she is now sparking this resurgence in creative makeup.
I could not agree more.
And thank God, because this is what we've wanted. And being that she's so popular, I love that it's almost lending itself to the Half Magics of the world. And she wears Trixie Cosmetics a lot too.
Yes.
So I know that like these brands, these smaller indie brands are getting recognition because she wants this style of makeup. And what makeup brands are making rhinestones and fun shadows and blushes and all of that. So I love that she is sparking this creativity again.
Yes.
Where now we're straying away from like the natural aesthetic, the clean aesthetic, and getting back to this. I love.
Yes. And I love the red hair. Because if you really like, no one else in music, like in recent years, if you will, has like embraced the carrot top Ron Weasley red other than like Florence and the Machine. Mm-hmm. But I always even used to say that I was like, Lady Gaga really never had like a red hair era, like other than the fucking berries and cream leprechaun. A Star is Born look. You know berries and cream.
She goes, I don't want to be blonde. Shut up. And then that was your compromise? I don't want to be blonde, but I'll
Copper Penny. Yeah. Copper Pennywise. The commitment to this I absolutely love. And I love when like to be daring like this in the beginning and have such a combed aesthetic, fine tooth comb aesthetic, like Gaga did when she first emerged, but Gaga's was blonde. So the first time they do deviate, it is so different, which we'll get to it. The look on Jimmy Fallon, she didn't even look like herself because they almost established, like, let me lay enough groundwork to establish myself as the redhead to start. And then I can start to play with other stuff. Like, and I think it's so interesting. It's got to be so fun from a makeup standpoint, because very rarely do you get a redhead like this when you're doing makeup. And it's like, it's a totally different ball game when it comes to like color theory and complementing.
Especially with the amount of times that she wears blue eyeshadow. It just works so beautifully.
Always the perfect shade of pink for that blush. It's always that purple bubblegummy. It's just, oh my God. All right. This was for Kink Is My Karma. Is that a thing? Like music video or something, I think. This one was a little DIY.
I appreciate
the effort.
The effort and the commitment to doing this look, but I feel like it's all
There's a couple things I want to clean.
The Wonder Woman forehead with the unfortunate brow shape. Yes. And then the lash falling on the bottom.
The lash placement on the bottom I don't love, especially how thin that band is. To see that difference between her lash line and the fake lash line, I need something between that.
This was
and you know what's interesting? The hardest part of this look is covering the brows and doing the eyeshadow, and it almost feels like that was a bulk of the work, and then it was like maybe rushed to finish the rest, depending on timing, because
that's how it feels.
You can't tell me that the person that covered those brows and did that eyeshadow couldn't make the heart cleaner.
Oh, it's supposed to be a heart.
You know what I mean? Like that heart should have been cleaner. Like that is bugging me. Like the way it's not coming to it's not centered right at the bottom. It's not centered in the top, and the two lines at the top of the heart are a little wonky. The brows are wonky.
And I would honestly, at this point in time, if I were going for a heart face thing, the hair should have been pulled back or in an updo to actually showcase that it's a heart.
Absolutely.
And let your face do the talking, let your hair be in like a cool updo or something, or all pulled back into like... So I just feel like it's a little bit wrong.
With everything else we're wearing, to get this, I get what they were going for with this heart like look, but with the black horns and the outfit, I would have wear what is red on this. I would have done black, and it would have been the most matte black, which, by the way, did you see Sugar Pill reformulated their black eyeshadow and it's even blacker and more matte than their original? It's like the most black eyeshadow on the market, like unbelievably. I have to order one. The reason I would have done that black is and really made sure it was as matte as possible, is because then me as a makeup artist, seeing that flesh up there in that little hair part, mama, when Johnny does special effects transformation, we're getting eyeshadow on the taint. Like nothing is left. Like there would have been makeup in her hair, like, because that is killing it for me. But the reason it was black is because it would have eliminated the face. So her face would have looked like just the heart. You know what I mean? And then
Agreed.
I would have reversed this and done blue. I would have done the white crisp, clean those lines up on the outside, white up against to contrast that black, pulled the hair back, did the black literally all the way down, so it was nothing but a floating heart head, and then I would have did red like sunburst and sunburn, starting right here on the nose and slowly feathering out into the white, and then black where they have the red.
Yeah.
But especially, I think this is part of the music video for this, so this had to be before, you know what I mean? This was like her kind of on her own DIY, probably with the help she had to put these music videos together. But were you going to say something about it?
I was this is probably like my least favorite of everything she's done.
Yeah.
But it's still
great vision.
Great vision, because what other artist is doing things like this?
Absolutely.
Anymore?
It just needs a different execution.
Yeah. Okay. So this was... Again, I'm not sure what this was for, but this is like a blown out, like smoky liner, all blue. Again, with a deeper tan lip liner, and then this pink in the lip just to contrast that. Pink blush. I can't get enough.
And you know what I'm also going to say? I'm going to give her credit for. Mama is posting the real version of her photos. Nothing is ever edited.
There was a photo that we're going to get to later on that she did another slide, and it had been hours, I'm assuming, after she wore this makeup. And she literally
just like, it was as though she was posting like an 8-hour wear test. Like she just showed the texture, and I
creasing,
love it.
Everything.
Yes.
She's being realistic. And I think that's why there's such like a gravitational pull towards her, because she just does not, she's not like AI, like I'm going to look perfect. Yes. It's very much just her.
Yeah, which that's, you know, what's also crazy is putting a pin in this to touch on, because I don't know if you just saw it. She just posted that video and it's kind of like got everybody up in arms, where she kind of said, well, she did a performance about a month ago where she like broke down crying, and she kind of just said like, hey guys, like, I'm really sorry. But, and it was kind of along the lines of like, I'm just really overwhelmed at the moment. Like, because she's, honestly, I can't think of another person with as much of a meteoric rise similar to Gaga that she is having. That's like insane. And it's different than other people. It's not like Olivia Rodrigo with like driver's license overnight. Like she was already on TV shows. She was already, you know, this was like, I'm a Gaga underground musician playing my piano in the park to 5 people. And now I'm like 100,000 people are showing up at my shows. Like it, and not since Gaga has that happened, but it's so fascinating to see the difference of how Gaga handled it and then what she grew into versus how she is handling it. And I'm seeing such a stark difference between, I'm a Gen Zer who grew up with my childhood being on social media versus Lady Gaga didn't. So there was that slight element of protection for Lady Gaga that like she could give what she wanted to give in the beginning. And there was a little bit of, we hadn't really felt the full effects of what it was like to share everything on social media yet.
She wasn't accessible to all of us.
Exactly. Where she knows, and she posted a TikTok or just a video basically saying like, and she broke down at that concert saying like, I'm overwhelmed, like it's really difficult, like how much fame she got so quickly. And then she was so sweet, like still, and everyone was like cheering, and she, through crying, she was saying, she's like, you know, and I'm sorry, I just need to say that because like she was just having a bad day dealing with it. And she was like, I don't want you to think I'm giving you any less energy at the show and the whole nine. And now she just posted a video because she's been like stalked by people and the whole 9 yards, where she's like, basically saying what Doja Cat said, but of course, for reasons we can all assume, Doja Cat got perceived much worse. But she basically posted what Doja Cat tried to say a year or so ago, where she was like, I don't owe you a hug. I don't owe you an interaction. Like, and of course, everybody's like, a lot of people, I will say, most people seem to be on her side, but it's this age-old debate of people in the comment section like, do they know her fans or why she's famous? Yeah, that doesn't entitle you to a hug. That doesn't entitle you to anything she doesn't want to give you. It's like RuPaul always said, I love this on his podcast one time, where he was saying, he was like, even with the stage door of like Broadway, he goes, the reason, the old Okie Smoky origin of like the bow at the end of a live theater show, he goes, the performers bowing to you and the audience applauding the performers was the end of the exchange. That was the end of the exchange. You were thanking them, they were thanking you, and they owed you nothing past that point. You're not owed a hug at the stage door, you're not owed an autograph, you're not owed a picture. The exchange is over. And it's this really weird thing where people think, because my support made you famous, I get to touch you, hug you, get a picture with you. You're not allowed to not deny me any of those things. She is giving you back something for your fandom, and that's, drumroll, music.
Yeah.
That's all she owes you. Like, and she just posted that because I think she's really struggling with how fast this is.
I mean, could you imagine?
Well, and you know what? I'm almost curious to see how she handles this over the next couple of years and how she grows, who she grows into, kind of taking this by the reins so quickly. Because I will say this, and the thought kind of popped in my head, is like, compared to Gaga, let's just say, and I know you know what I mean, I think not dealing with it in Gaga's case has kind of turned Gaga a bit, has turned her into a bit of who she is now, with the like not fully grounded in reality. You know what I mean? Like, I think, let me put it this way. She's dealing with her childhood trauma, if we're going to give it a metaphor,
In
the
real
childhood
time.
trauma of being this famous this quick. She's dealing with it right out of the gate. Some of Gaga's is still unresolved. And it's evident in the lack of confidence and the do you love me still? And Gaga is almost like you can see elements where she's clearly like fucked up from it. Like because she never really, it wasn't the thing back then to go, this is all happening too fast, don't whatever. She would have got ripped to shreds even more than her. So she kind of had to do it slowly. And I don't know if that was the healthiest way to do it compared to the way she's kind of grabbing it by the balls.
Yeah.
To begin with.
And that's an interesting point because being that I just looked it up too, that Chappell Roan is 26 years old. And this is all happening at a point where.
And she's older than Gaga was.
Older than Gaga. And
sometimes
Gaga
I think back on that. It blows my mind how fucking young Lady Gaga was. I don't think we all realize that.
Yeah.
She was 20 years old in 2008. Or no, she was 22.
And could you imagine, because I even looked it up, I think it was like the Monster Ball tour. She was 24 years old.
Insane.
Could you imagine 24 years old
I did not
selling
know.
out?
No. That's insane to me.
And I think there's such like a weird conversation there. Yeah, because when you have a team that's telling you do this, this, and this, and you're kind of like,
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Like you don't know what to do. You don't know what to think. And I can't even imagine that rise to fame that quickly overnight and just being like, okay, there's not a rule book for this. There's no guidelines. I have to kind of just make it up as I go.
I know.
Horrible.
Yeah. So, anywho's, that was that, yeah, because she just posted that video, and I'm proud of her for, like, saying it out loud. But back to the makeup. Yes, the eyeshadow is always on point. That's never the problem. And I will say this, too, is this photo is a beautiful representation of using eyeshadow as a wing.
Yes.
Don't fuss with that liner. Don't fuss with that liquid liner, girl.
No.
Just take that dark blue on a little angled brush and use that as to build up that outer corner and give you that lift with an eyeshadow. Love it. The skin is skinning beyond belief. I love that she always goes with this high 80s blush placement. That has to be your wet dream. This is your blush placement. Like, I could Photoshop your eyes and lips on this and it would be you. Like, the blush place, the skin.
There's another photo that we'll get to that's like.
Yeah. And the only thing I don't quite love, which I kind of I get this vibe from like the Gen Z generation, because Billie Eilish does this sometimes. This like lip liner with nothing else, which I'm fine with, but blend it a little. Like,
and the lip liner could be cleaner.
Because listen, I'm all about like, which there's another makeup look on here that this kind of a lip liner application lends itself to it, but this wasn't the case in this makeup look.
I'm a fan of an ombre lip
where it's thicker out here and then super thin but not thick enough to like be contouring the lips because it's not blended. So the lip liner is my problem, but everything else is like fucking 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And the brows.
Yeah.
Oh, hit me with that fluffy brow.
Oh my God, this was her Statue of Liberty.
This was for a big music festival. Can I tell you? This was like 10 out of 10. This is like Met Gala worthy.
This is unreal.
Why? The color is so right.
It's not Elphaba green.
It's not Elphaba. Like, I look at that
how
and I get, girl.
The contours of her body with the highlights and everything, where they put this green. Now, I do want to know.
Are you going to say what I'm going to say? Is it one word?
Lace.
Girl, I will say with her, there's a lot of the photos. I'm like, we need to get a better wigstress because the lace isn't always, the wigs in general sometimes, but the lace is like,
it's a problem.
She needs to call Gaga for that because Gaga can do a wig with the lace laid. Like, that's
a problem. But this makeup is 10 out of 10.
Because I would look at that if you didn't tell me what the end result was going to be. I would be like, oh, Statue of Liberty. Like, because it's tarnished penny. Look at the on her chest. I didn't even notice that.
The glitter sprinkles
it's
all
like
over
sprinkles,
her.
on the chest.
Oh my God. And this makeup with the graphic liners, like spiking out like lashes, and then the actual lashes itself.
The highlight, the white and the under eyes. And like this, I love when people change their face color. Like you're doing green or blue or whatever, but they still do like, okay, then we're going to contour with darker blue. We're going to keep that burst of the lighter blue.
Even the body, the highlights on the shoulders, how it just looks like.
Yes. Everything.
Everything about this is successful.
And her performing this, every single piece of skin was covered.
Green. Arms lifted. Green.
Green. Everywhere. It was perfection.
I want to know how long this took.
Oh my God.
I can't even imagine.
This took a while. Yeah. Even that metallic lip. This is the only time metallic lips should be worn.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Jojo Siwa called.
Jojo Siwa found dead. Yeah.
Like,
girl.
You
yes.
Cannot. Again, the unblended lip liner is almost better here. But because it lends itself more to the harsh black line with the harsh black lip liner with the hot pink blush and the hot pink lip. I would love to see a blended lip liner. It is a Gen Z. It's a very trendy thing to do. Harsh lip liner and sometimes just gloss over it.
All right.
I'm not into it.
But it's not even that. It's the application of that black. Look at that Cupid's bow. Look at that top.
Mama.
That is like, it was done with the eyes closed. Care? Yeah, it was done with the eyes closed. And then I will say as well, I also, you know how I feel about this because this is Gaga's like biggest thing. When you are doing black geometric designs, they better be what is the ink blot tests in fucking therapy? Something with an F. It better be fucking mirror image of one another. I'm talking the exact angles of things. It like nothing aggravate. Gaga in the Chromatica Zane Lowe interview. Those black liners
where
the whole time I was looking at the right eye.
One was doing this, one was doing this.
The whole time, it's all I could look at because it wasn't the same shape.
No.
That sends me. And this is giving this beyond, like...
Because they are so asymmetrical that it's like, okay, I'm not going to be able to match
this was on
it,
purpose.
so let's do it. But then it's like, there's something almost odd with like the blush going from here underneath the eye.
Yes.
And then the silver, it like...
Yeah.
Is trying to distract you, but then all of a sudden the black is not clean enough. And then it's just a lot going on. Like I can appreciate what we were going for here, but it's not the vibe.
Yeah, this one is probably my least favorite.
It's a close second to that other one was Unforgivable.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I appreciate what was happening.
Oh. All right.
Art pop.
Art pop. Yeah. ARTPOP. Could you used to be able to do the thing?
Yeah.
Such a... I used to
I can't anymore.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I can't do it anymore. This was the Tonight
Fallon,
Show.
Right?
Oh, Jimmy Fallon, the Tonight Show. Oh, this was unbelievable.
This actually does remind me, though, of a Gaga look.
Yes.
Of like that full blonde where it was like the white lashes, white brows, but then the bottom half is like a different look. But I love the nails with the feathers coming out of. I mean, and watching her interact, because this was the interview where she told Jimmy about himself.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, your artist's favorite artist. And she's like, well, I got that from Sasha Colby. And that's where like she officially stood up and was like, stop saying that it was my thing.
Exactly.
Because I was like, honestly, good for you. Work.
Yes.
But there's just something about this makeup with like the pink under eye and like the red in the waterline is so
to make
successful.
It look like a rabbit.
Like a
albino rabbit.
Just a weird bird.
Yeah.
Strange bird.
And the skin was so... And I watched this on TV and like her neck and everything is more like untouched where it's more her natural skin tone. Where the face, they almost added in like an element of like... If you told me they mixed like a pearlescent gray into the foundation, it was so otherworldly that it was so successful. The white... And... to white out everything with the skin and the lashes and the feathers and the whole, to white everything out. Another thing I realize about her too is every eyeshadow look has such a Kevin Aquan 90s architecture.
Yeah.
It is always the fully carved out, not a cut crease the way we think of a cut crease. It's the way he used to do
the
cut
structure
creases.
of an eye.
Yes.
You're changing the structure of your eye shape.
It's done for structural change, not Nikki Tutorials.
Let's do
artistry.
a cut crease.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, this is literally like I'm gonna make my eyes look. I mean, even with a nose contour, how it goes into the eye contours.
Yes.
Like that's what Kevin Aquan used to do.
And that purple, the pink under here, the blush right under almost where the concealer is. It's just.
And then the white liner underneath just to contrast that more. With this like champagne lip and this tan liner is like so.
I want that lip to like wear regularly.
It's so wrong, but it's correct.
Yes, because it's just cool tone.
Yeah.
Like the only reason that's even showing up on her is because of how pale they made
May
her.
I just say that it's the same shine as that wig with that unforgivable lace.
I know.
And
I was going to say
it's like a
lace.
blonde. That lip is a Party City blonde metallic.
Yes.
That lip is literally pull a shake and go Party City wig out of a bag.
Absolutely.
And that's the color of blonde.
Yes. Totally.
Metallic. It's just so beautiful. But that wig.
Yes.
Get wigs. The wig game is gonna. I already feel it. The wig game is
gonna get better.
It's gonna get sick.
It's gonna get sick.
When she's at the Met Gala, could you? If she's doing this to go on Jimmy Fallon,
that's what I mean.
Gala,
if she's doing this with like Scotch tape and a prayer because she's just blowing up, like that's pretty crazy.
She doesn't have the budget yet. Now that she's got money coming, and I already feel like when she gets styled for the Met Gala,
girl. And she's gonna also she's gonna win an Oscar because she's gonna write songs for movies and shit. Like I'm just so excited. And as well, I will say, what's also so funny, contrasting her to Gaga, is it's so funny to see someone like her be a Gaga of today and have accessibility to the makeup talent that exists now compared to then. You know what I mean? Like her makeup for being like right out of the gate. And I know she's obviously been working her ass off for years before this, but to be so, a lot of these are like 8s, 9s out of 10. That's Gaga in the beginning. Gaga now. I was just going to say Gaga, like kind of, let's just say once every 2 months is still looking like she just.
The only time Gaga looks flawless is in a House Labs campaign.
Absolutely. And that's because
touched by an angel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Okay, this
Frankenstein.
Frankenweenie little I am.
Okay, say it. The eye shape with the shadow.
Kate Moss?
Yeah.
Yes. Kevin Aquan. You're right. How it goes in.
And then goes down.
Oh my God. It's like a triangle where this and then it goes out here,
and
but then farther up in the brows.
Like the colored lashes, the touch of the reds in the right areas.
Oh! Where it's that blue. Well, I think that's all the lash.
Yeah.
It's like
and then that hot orange.
Not a feather lash.
Yeah.
Katya.
Yeah.
I like the feather lash. The blue, pink, and purple lashes on the bottom. But to do the red bleeding out, but to have that black all in there is so good to make that dimension.
Like she's stepping out of Rocky Horror Picture Show in half of these looks.
Okay. And you know what else is turning me on about this? Not only, obviously, the aquamarine blush, the brows. Not only did we say, okay, we're going to do like a Marlene, I always say her name wrong, Marlene Dietrich brow. I don't know if they did this on purpose, but the haphazard squiggleness of this is making it look like yarn. And that is turning me on. It's giving Nightmare Before Christmas Sally, like where it looks like yarn. Like, and I love that choice that was intentional. It's giving it texture, but it's purposeful. And that on this channel.
And because look at the lip structure, everything. You know what? That's what it is. It's a blend of texture.
Yes.
It's smooth, crisp lip lines.
Yes.
And then we have this beautiful sculpted eye and then this textured brow. I mean, girl, I'm just going to be sick. I'm going to throw up.
The moral of the story on this channel. It's not about clean and not clean. It's about purpose and lack of purpose. That's what we get pissed about. And this brow, I would assume, and if not, they won the lottery. That shakiness, it literally looks like fucking yarn. You can't tell me they didn't sew that into her skin. Coraline. That's the vibes it gives.
Screaming.
Where Gaga has this brow and the person tried to do it straight.
Call me crazy. Look at that right brow that we can't see.
Yes.
As much.
Yeah.
Do you see a shine in the front of it towards like right above that little bit of red? Do you see that where the light is catching it?
Yes.
Do you think this was a tattoo?
It might have been.
Like a stick-on paste tattoo?
It might have been. Because I will say, I know the other brow doesn't have the lines through it, which I love. Only one of them has those stitches.
And I feel like these were paste like stickers.
Yeah, they might be. Yeah.
Because look at the dotting on the second one that we really can't see. You see the breaks in it?
Yes. Or it might have, or I get the vibe that this was done with a not matte, like it dried shiny, black liquid, like pot liner. Because it's giving that almost like bleeding, running away.
Whatever it is, I'm going to throw up. I love it.
Yes. With the styling.
With the outfit.
Look at the outfit. The latex.
I love it.
And to bring the aqua blush from the top.
I love that. Oh my God, I love it. Remember when Gaga got contoured with green with her Glam Attack liquid shadows?
Girl, I know.
Metallic green.
I know.
Green. And it didn't look right.
I will say the only thing I would do, the only thing, and I'm splitting hairs to make this better, because there's so much yellow in the outfit, where the red is up here would have been perfect. This red out here, I would have replaced with yellow.
I would have even green.
I need yellow in the
green
face.
blush into yellow blush.
I know. Yeah.
Then I
need just a kiss of yellow somewhere on the face.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my God. I would have even I would have done green to like yellow and wrapped that yellow all the way up and like down.
Because yellow would have ombre into that green perfectly.
Oh,
yeah.
God,
but this is exquisite.
Sick.
The hair, the everything. Unbelievable. Oh, girl.
Divine.
And we don't mean that it looks divine. We mean that this is quite literally intentionally a tribute to the drag queen divine.
Yeah.
This is where you just know this bitch is like a real one. You know what I mean? This is what happens when your kids grow up watching RuPaul's Drag Race. This is the future liberals want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is the gay agenda.
That's what I mean. And it's kind of cool. Like, it's kind of cool to see this, like, you know what I mean?
Looks like a different person.
Yeah.
And actually looks like divines.
Yeah. Like, this is what early 20-somethings are when they grow up in a world where RuPaul's Drag Race has been on their entire life, you know? And it's really cool to see it. Like, and this is done really, really well.
Flawless.
The lips, and this was the look I was saying about the intentionality with the dark lip liner and no fill. I will say I can tell the one eye has a cleaner arch and the other one is a little straight with a little harder of a turn. And that's bugging me a little bit, as well as the eyeliner. And I get that we've talked about that eyeliner shape with hooded eyes, but that's for regular people. When she's on stage and we're seeing everything, fix that. And especially you have the room to fix it.
No, it could literally be just,
you know what I mean?
And just fill it in.
Yes, that gap right there in the liner, like you quite literally raised her eyebrows 6 inches. You have the room.
You have the real estate
to make that eyeliner perfect. That's bugging me. But whatever silver they used, I want to buy. That's like perfection.
I want to put blue eyeshadow on.
I know. We should do like Chappell Roan makeup.
I want red hair now.
I know. You should go red. Yeah. Yeah, you should go Ron Weasley red.
My brother's a natural redhead, so it's going to feel very weird, but I'm like...
Yeah, do it.
I'm kind of
because
tempted.
The way you wear makeup, like, it's you guys have very similar tastes, I'll say that, and tones and everything.
I think I might.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I mean, can we, like...
I think this is just like a performance, like live stage look.
Like, y'all know I just live for anything pink, but it's something with this red hair... with this everything pink and like this monochromatic, like,
yeah.
I mean,
those lashes are arousing. That blush, the blush is
like this makeup excites me.
That's incredible. It's incredible. I love, love, love this.
This person loves makeup, and I love that for her.
I know she does. She loves makeup. You're totally right.
Like, because she's like, if you don't put on the goddamn cosmetics,
paint me. Yeah,
like put it the fuck on. I'm wearing this. It needs to match this.
I know.
It. Oh my God. It's exquisite because it really is. You know, what's funny because this is a very similar bottom liner to Gaga's Chromatica Ball, where it's the white from the inner goes out to the outer, the white line, but everything is so executed so flawlessly with the top shadow. I love
the halo,
how it shoots up with the pink
yes,
and then gets blown out.
I know.
Because if I put this photo in black and white, I already know I could do this with any color story and it would just fucking work.
Absolutely. Yes. I know.
Holy shit. Stunning.
Again with the lips.
Yeah.
Don't love that. But maybe she doesn't want to deal with like lip products on while you're. But no, girl, she's got kabuki makeup. Yeah. She's dealing with 9 pounds of everything else.
No, but that's a pink lipstick on there with a
lipstick. Oh, is it just not blended?
Yeah, babe.
It's the blending.
Yeah, because her lips are not that naturally pink.
Yeah.
There's like clearly something in the middle there, but I'm like, ooh, girly pop.
Okay.
Oh!
Now
Winifred Sanderson. No, this is Mary.
This is Mary.
This is Mary.
Girl, sisters. Yeah, we're getting into like, I want to say this was, I don't know what magazine, but we're getting into.
Oh my God.
Nylon magazine? I don't know what this was. Okay.
That's spotted lanternfly makeup.
I am so obsessed with the fact that they did this black just in here and did that spotted lanternfly. And then didn't overuse those dots where they said, oh, we're going to keep it going straight up. We stopped on the black, did the brows black, and redid the spotted lanternfly feathering off to the end. Such a brilliant choice.
And this lip liner with this nothing in the middle. Now Aunt Mama is signed up because she's a little feathered and blended in.
The top is a little feathered, and the bottom could have
been a little
and more filled in
more.
on the outside
Mama,
to the
let
bottom.
Me tell you something. That lip shape and this, I would love to see the unretouched image,
the raw image of this. I know
the way I would eat everything about this from head to toe. I fucking love this.
The blush placement you can see from space.
Like, I think I want to like recreate one of her looks and like just even inspired by her because she's doing things that I think people are afraid to do.
Yes.
Because even thinking back to like my favorite pop stars of like even Kesha, Gaga, even Rihanna, anybody, any of the big names. Who was doing makeup like this?
Oh, completely.
Not a one.
Well, and it really is the definition of like those girls walk. Those girls ran so she could walk. Like, because I will say as well, like Kesha was doing crazy things, but it was like really messy and crazy. And then Gaga was doing it and it took a while for it to sometimes get ironed out. And what I love about her is not only is this things we've never seen on a pop star before, but it's not lazy. It's not messy. It's Mama punched a clock and she's doing art. Like, it is art.
Like, and especially with the brows going, almost spiking down with that, like, shadow or liner.
She's and then doing the Kevin Aquan. Remember we said that with Kevin Aquan, how he always connected the nose contour to the brow? Whoever does her makeup, and I know of 3 of them based on my research, there's more nods to Kevin Aquan in her makeup than any other contemporary artist I've seen.
This is, oh my God.
Girl. Look at this melted soda can. Like, it looks like soda cans melting in tar. I know it's probably a trash bag, but like, again, girl, Gaga ran.
This could hang in a fucking
museum. I want to hang this in my home. Yes, literally.
I want to hang this in my home. This is lesbian woman.
Good for the lesbians.
Yearning.
The lesbians have been underrepresented for too long. And they lost Ellen. That was a big blow.
God, was it?
Yeah, literally.
This like smokiness around the lip.
Oh my God.
Oh, and this like under eye and this. And so it's interesting that we talked about the brow cover before with like Gaga, it not being perfect. But I feel like this actually, because this is so
Yeah, I almost don't mind.
And beautiful, and it's very, because it's purposeful.
And because you know why? I think the rest of the makeup, I mean, honestly, all of the styling, the hair, the effect on the photo, the everything. When you look at like oaky smoky old school like Victorian paintings, or I know we don't have photos from that time or whatever, like they weren't covering their brows like Violet Chachki here. You know what I mean? You saw the texture.
This is on purpose.
That's what I mean. It's giving that makeup. So it kind of makes sense to see the texture of the brow, because it wouldn't have been covered that sleek, which again, I don't know if that was intentional, but that attention to detail to say like, okay, we're going more Victorian than we are drag. So you would see the texture of the brow. That's detail that brings things to the next level. That makes it interesting, where messiness is called for, as long as it's what? Say it with me, everybody. Purposeful. You know what I mean? Even the lip. To do this lip, but like it almost looks like before they laid the lip, they did this eyeshadow. Muddy. They did brown eyeshadow blowing
it's like
out.
A smokiness,
so it almost like it looked like she just, you know, like dirty. It's
and this
just
surrealist mole.
She is too much.
Surrealist mole?
Gaga. I called her mole a surrealist mole. Like
when she was on American Idol.
I'm surprised she didn't give it like start an Instagram account for it.
Yeah.
The surrealist mole.
I'm sure someone did.
Girl, there's a special place in hell for like the surrealist mole, Joe Calderone, and Sasha the Flute. Like those
Sasha the Flute.
Lizzo's flute. She named it Sasha. You didn't know that? Yeah, like there's a, you know what I mean? For like pop star sidekicks. Like that's, yeah. But this is unreal. Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
Like, the same tone on the lip is the hair. Like,
and you know why I love everything about her in this? Like that is a different person than the first two. Yeah. The transformation is unbelievable. And that the brows and the lashes aren't white. They're like cream. Flesh tone, erotic. And
then we're giving up the pink blush and we're switching it out for warm tones. And now we're going almost a warmer aesthetic than the last one was, more sad and cold. This is still very like bare, but in a more beautiful, warm way, like very like
that
fall.
Copper lip. And you know what's crazy is she always really leans towards cool tones. It's always the bubblegum pinks and the greens and the yellows and the warm tone makeup on her. Emma Stone. She is stunning in warm tones. Like when she's eventually at the Oscars, it's going to be, and in glam makeup, like looking stunning. I guarantee you it's going to be like these tones. Unreal.
I hope so.
Oh God, you're going to like jizz. And I saw a photo of this. This was verbatim, this whole makeup look was verbatim copied from a 1980s makeup ad. Literally, like we did on the makeup ads ones, it was almost verbatim. Not that one, but a makeup ad. It was like literally lifted exactly 80s.
I love it.
This is like...
And it doesn't feel like it's stamped on her face. It's just like, it's like Cyndi Lauper.
Very. Yeah. Yes.
I love it. I love everything about it. I love the tones of the blue too, that the blue tone in here, there's multiple. It's a little violet on the bottom.
Well, it's like a seafoam aqua on the lid, and then it goes into a Crayola blue, and then the edges of it were blended out with purple.
I love it.
Unbelievable. This reminds me of the one we said she looked like a fortune teller in that episode, the old makeup ads. Yeah. Look at that. Girl, I like have this makeup look somewhere on my Instagram.
With your Paletopoly.
Girl, this is like, these are my favorite tones.
I love this. Again, we did a version of the one that we just did essentially, but now with this like red orange liquid lipstick. Look at that precision.
That's why the lip I want.
That's why this is my favorite.
I'm happy we're ending with
This is a clean cut lip.
Yes.
The way that this pink blush is blended, unlike the other one where in the 80s it was very unblended.
Yes.
This is saturated, but you know what I love about this? It wraps from the top and the bottom of the eye with the pink that goes directly. You follow that saturation into her temple and then it disperses.
Yes.
And then we have these like fragments of like glitter
and
like
glitter.
Like rainbow, like almost London. Like stained glass pieces. And then with this blue, like this like aqua sea foam in the in the waterline with the pink underneath the eye, that it's a blush. It's just, there is something about this makeup that is so stunning. And this was the photo that I was talking about that she posted in the next slide, that it was very, I mean, creasing in the smile lines and everything and showing texture maybe like an hour, 2, 3 later.
Yeah.
Just so real. And I love that this photo was the photo that was like taken, I guess, and edited. I said looked like a Motorola Razr photo.
Yes.
Where it was almost like that blurry kind of haze over it. And then when she posted this, I was like, I am in love with you.
I know.
Like, this makeup is so
well done.
I mean, what a versatile person to do all these makeup looks and still it feels like her every fucking time is so... I'm already drawn in because of how she looks, and then let alone that she sounds just as good is kind of
and she's been
crazy.
Like mega famous for like a couple months, and we've gotten this many. You know what I mean? Like,
I cannot
wait to see what she does.
Where are you going from here? Because it's only up.
I know.
And
I know.
Because I feel like she's not done. She's giving us a taste of what is creatively in here. And she's like, I'm about to show you how the fuck it is done.
That's what's so impressive to me is she's this good, this
out
soon
the gate
with this little resources. You know what I mean?
And now it's only been, now that she's doing her appearances, like, because, and anybody that's going to argue, oh, she's been around a lot longer than that. But she is nominated at the VMAs for the best new artist. Yes. She is a new artist on the scene.
This mega spotlight she's under now has been only months.
Because she's been doing, Bus, another club. For the past few weeks even, I've been seeing her more and more where she's really, really doing all these appearances and everything like that, where she's on everybody's lips now, where now she's like, okay, I got your attention. And then now she's going to draw us in even more. And I'm so excited for her.
Know. She
is giving us a fresh perspective on art.
Yes.
In so many different ways with... With art pop.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
And I mean, art pop.
Yes. I know.
Boop.
Literally.
Move over. So I cannot wait to see what her next, because her next era, but I feel like it's always going to be this level of intensity and just like, I'm going to give you 8 different versions of me here.
Absolutely.
In the same world. But it's always going to consistently be what's up here. And I think she's, for being 26,
I know,
and being this much of a genius, and I'm sure it is not easy,
no.
like she said. But I mean, just kudos to her for being so
expressive,
because I think
and brave to be this vulnerable, this bold, with her expression and the whole nine. Yeah,
it could turn a lot of people off, and I applaud her because I'm itching to see what's next.
And I love that she's also giving us levels. I love that right from the beginning, there are times where she's stripped back. So it's establishing this expectation of when I'm really crazy and when I'm really colorful and really risky, it's that level of expression that day. Where Gaga, I think, really screwed herself when she came out because it was this, again, I take myself too seriously, high, art, couldn't show up, had to show up to every fucking, Thanksgiving dinner with a glass orb and a fucking bird up her ass. And she was like, this is me. I am no one else. So then when she did pull back, we all went, you yelled at everyone for 4 years at that point, saying it was all a show, that it wasn't a show. This is really who you were. If you were, when you're alone in your house, you put a bird on your head. Obviously not, Joanne. Obviously not. And that was the annoying part about it, where it was this constant defense of, this is who I am all the time, opposed to just owning the fact that, no, I'm on the red carpet right now. So yeah, I'm doing artistic things. When I'm home, I have my hair up in a bun.
This is who I am until it's not making me money anymore.
That was what was icky about Gaga, this, she defended it, saying, when I'm home alone, I'm in an egg. No, you're not. Because the minute
I sleep in my vessel.
That's what I mean.
And I was like, girl, shut up.
It was so performative, where she is just so much more real, where she's giving us the levels that if her next era is more stripped back visually, it's not going to be as disappointing or jarring or whatever word you want to put on the psychology of it.
But I do think no matter what she's going to give, it's clearly already She doesn't have anything to prove to anybody. She
And
hasn't
she's eaten
set
them up.
the note, and she's saying, I like doing this. I'm doing fun things that I want to do, and I think that's why she's being received so well.
She's having fun tonight. Well, I guess it's time to end the pod because I'm babbling on. I thank you so much. How many Chromatica songs can we squeeze in?
Call 911.
Okay, it was good. Well, guys, my name isn't Alice, and thank you so much for watching a brand new episode of Beautiful and Bothered. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel for your video episode one day early. Make sure to give us a review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, as well as check out the Patreon, the Chappell Roan reaction / Gaga Bruno Mars reaction is out now. So head over to Patreon if you're not subscribed. We have new bonus after shows every single Wednesday. Full bonus length episode at the end of every single month. We're having a lot of fun over there. Well, that's my sign from above to say goodbye wherever you are. I hope you are happy, safe, and healthy. And remember,
You are a free woman, and I just want your stupid love and that you are beautiful.
rain on me. I don't know.
In the pools.
Yeah, rain.
Rain on me. Back to you in the studio, Ariana.
Be free.
Yeah.